Welcome back again. We did say that we were going to get on with some welding, and that's exactly what we're going to go and do. So nice sparky things. Also, we've been pretty busy. I've got a video on the go with the Range Rover doing some wake seals. If you're interested, fine. If not, I'm going to put it on the Range Rover playlist. If you watch it, it's fine. And we've also been building a vapor blast machine, if you like. It's a converted sandblaster machine that you would get from Machine Mart, for example. They don't work particularly well. I managed to pick up a second-hand one, pretty rough condition, but I only really needed the case, if you like. And we've done a conversion into vapor blasting, which is pretty cool. It's basically adding water and pressurized air to the media to give you a washing solution, and it's pretty cool. If you want me to show you the bit of the build that I've done, then just let me know in the comments and I will start making a video if you want me to do that. Basically how I did it, but there is plenty of stuff out on the web at the moment on these things. I've just done pretty much what everyone else has done, and it works really well. So if you've got aluminium parts like your carburetor, inlet manifolds, etc, etc, and I've got a lot to do on the Range Rover and a lot to do on the Rover P6. It's a pretty damn good tool. I will show you it later on. So that's another video that we're working on. So for now, we'll crack on with our welding, which we said we would do. So see you in a bit. All we've done here is made up this little corner piece out of one piece of sheet, a couple of folds, and we're just going to tack it into place. So all we're doing, those that haven't seen it, this is quite a close-up if you like. We're just putting some little tacks on it. This just keeps the heat build-up down so we don't distort the metal. So we're going to go around the whole lot of it, just putting little tacks in. And then afterwards, when it's all in place, we can go around and fill in the missing spaces, which is the way we do it. If we were to do one continuous weld, it would get very, very, very hot, start to distort the metal, and possibly burn through. So if you're just waiting for it to, before we do the next weld, just to cool off. See that? Now we're just tapping it down because it distorts a little bit. So we're just tapping that edge down to get a nice flush fit all the way around. There's a little bit here you can't see behind the mole grips, but those that noticed there was 3 holes that we drilled. So all we're going to do is plug weld these 3 holes. These actually go through to the start of the rear chassis leg. So the rear chassis leg is actually hanging technically off of this corner, so it's quite important that we get this plate pretty strong. And as you can see, we're in no great hurry. We are waiting for that to cool down before we move on to the next bit. I'm going to give this bit a little tap down. This is where they've done a bit of bead rolling down this section. That's why there's 2 little cuts in the middle. So I can give it a little tap down into that bead, and then I can carry on and rig the whole thing up. And it basically takes the shape of the stiffener bead roller. Tappy. just finishing up on the plug welds. Now you can probably see for yourself you've got a bit of metal sticking up on this corner, so we're just going to push it down, give it a little tack. We're just going to pop a self-tappery. This is one of them newfangled ones with the drill bit on it. And this is going to hold this a little bit where I can't clamp it. It's going to hold it down tight to the floor so I'll get a nice tack on it and bridge that gap. What we'll do then is just plug the hole afterwards. It keeps it all tight. Okay, just a few more spots. Now just go around and join the dots. I'll speed things up a little bit here. This will be my first go at lead loading, so what I want to do is stick some lead all around that seam. So this process at the moment we call tinning. So we put some paste on and we warm it up till it's just about melting point, and then just literally wipe it with a rag. So we actually tin all the metal first before the lead can stick to it. So here we've already done the tinning process, and we're just melting the lead and the bit we want to stick it to at the same time. And just get your lead in. It doesn't matter what it looks like, you just slap it on. If you heat the lead too much, it just runs like water, and it will just run off what you're trying to do. So there's a fine art in just getting it just molten enough to stick to the work that you want to do, and not have it run all the way to the bottom of the drawer. I say this is my first time. I have seen it demoed, and that's all literally a 10-minute demonstration with the car club, the Boston car club that I belong to. I found it fascinating. Wanted a lead loading kit, if you like. He was giving away, so I thought I'd have some of that. Went round to his house and we had a great chat. And this was his paddle, if you like, homemade. He's probably done a lot of work. You can see it's been well burnt. If you can see the fluid, if you like, that's on the paddle, various things that you can use. Basically it's tallow. Anybody that knows what tallow is basically beef dripping lard, and it just stops the paddle from sticking to the lead. So every so often you just dip it in molten lard, wipe any excess off, and then that way you don't get the paddle sticking to the lead, and you can push it around. You can see I'm just playing with it and just pushing it where I want it. It's quite a fine art to it, as I say, first time. Learnt a lot, I'll give you that one. Just pushing it into place along that welded edge. But it does, when it goes off, it literally just blends into the existing metal, so you're basically sticking a lot more metal onto the job that you've just done. And then being soft, as you can see, we just file it down, and then we can just shape it as we want. This is a very, very rough file down, if you like. Then you could go around with the DA and tidy it up some more, which I will be doing. I'm just waiting for some discs to come. And then you can go straight over and then primer it, basically. So all in weld, the welding that we've just done is all soaked up with lead. Okay, this is the little bit of lead loading that we did across there. That's all done all the way down there, and that plate, corner plate, is lead loaded all around that edge, all sealed up. So a little bit more rubbing down to do, and I'll get that in primer before too long. And it came out alright, considering. Well, I don't know how well you can see. This is the underneath of the bit that I've just done, and that's the plate we just put in, that one there. So I'm going to put some weld down there. I might even put another plate in there and just stiffen that up a little bit, and maybe even there, just to double up on the metal, because this is quite a structural part of the Rover. I've got a little piece to put in there, and then all it will need is the floor putting in, so it's basically box it up. There's another bit of metal just here I've got to do, which is from there down to about there, and then we can box in the wheel arch bit. But it's all coming together now. Yeah, pretty cool with that. Hello, for those of you that stayed to the very end, you might have seen me doing a bit of lead loading. What I'm going to do, I'll tell you how that came about. There's a bit of a story behind that one. And I will try and do a little bit more of that, but that was actually my first attempt at lead loading. And I think I'm going to be doing a little bit more of it wherever I can. It's a tricky little process, but pretty cool results. So we will try and show you a little bit more of that. I'm no professional by any means, but we've had a go and it was okay. I got a nice result out of it, and yeah, pretty old school. And there was a reason why we did it as opposed to putting filler in it. So don't forget to do the like and subscribe before me, that'd be great. We are quite slow on the subscribing bit. We are getting there very slowly. The target is obviously 1,000 subscriptions, and then we can start to do some more videos. We're down to about 570 something at the moment, which is pretty good from a channel that started from nowhere. So I'm quite happy with that. And if you enjoyed the video, thumbs up, add some comments, it all helps, and I'll see you soon. Coming shortly would be a little bit of Range Rover stuff and a little bit of the vapor blasting cabinet process that I promised you. See you later. Thanks, bye.